For the past week, I became color neutral, and the results were pretty surprising. Here's what happened. On the first day, I started with an average of 25 on Green Cross just to get an idea of what I averaged so that I could compare it to my color neutral solves. I've been doing exclusively Green Cross since I began cubing in 2013. This average ended up being 867, which I would say is pretty average, so I think that's a good representation of what I normally get with Green Cross. Next, I did an average of 5 for every other cross color, which made up another average of 25. That average ended up being 1281. The color neutral average was significantly worse than the Green Cross average, but I kind of considered it my starting point. Every day, I just wanted my color neutral average to get a bit closer to my not color neutral average. On day 2, I decided to do a color neutral average of 100. I was worried that if I just tried to choose which color to do based off of which was easiest, I would somehow always convince myself that green was the best. So, I decided to take out this 1x1 and use it like a die. So whatever color I rolled was the cross color I did. The average of 100 ended up being 1168, so I did make some improvement since day 1. I definitely felt like throughout this average, I got a lot more comfortable with doing the other cross colors. Just for fun, I also decided to keep track of all the colors that the 1x1 landed on because I wanted to see if it would land on each of them evenly, and in the end, it actually ended up being pretty even, which is good. ended it with a 9.78 average of 5. So that's my first ever color neutral sub 10 average of 5. For day 3, I decided to do an average of 25 for each cross color separately to see which ones I was best at and which ones I needed the most improvement with. So the results were 1063 for white, 1216 for yellow, 1196 for blue, 1412 for orange, and 1265 for red. I was surprised that white was the fastest. I just felt really comfortable with white for some reason. The next fastest was blue, which wasn't as surprising since green cross is my normal cross color. Then we had yellow, red, and orange, which was my worst by far. This made me realize that I needed to take more time to practice those 3 colors, especially orange, since I really struggled with it for some reason. On day 4, I decided to do another average of 100 using the 1x1 to choose my cross color. The average that I got was 1142. The first color neutral average of 100 that I did was 1168, so I did improve a bit. I certainly felt like I was doing better. I don't think I had as many pauses during my solves. I also felt like I got more sub 10 solves this average, which is nice. I definitely had some mistakes in this average where I got confused or something, but overall I really felt like I was improving. On this day, I spent some time practicing the cross colors that I was having the most trouble with, and then I decided to do another average of 25 for each to see if I had made any improvement. Orange and red were my worst before. I had gotten 1412 and 1265, but this time I got 1272 and 1146, so that was some really good improvement. My yellow also went down from 1216 to 1071, which is great. Again, I still felt like I was making improvement, especially with the colors I had struggled with back on day 3 when I did the first average of 25s. On day 6, I felt like I was ready to do a normal color neutral average without using the 1x1 or anything. I ended up getting an 11:06 average of 100, which was over half a second faster than the last average of 100 I did, so that was some good progress. I felt really good during this average. I was actually able to look at the cube and evaluate which cross color was the easiest. I wasn't just defaulting to green. I had a lot of really great solves in this average. I had a bunch of sub 10s on all different cross colors, so overall I was really happy with how this day went. On day 7, the last day, I decided to do one final color neutral average of 100. My goal for this average was just to beat what I got in the previous day. I ended up getting 1064, which was my first color neutral sub 11 average of 100. It also included a 9.06 average of 5 and a 9.78 average of 12, which I was super happy with. Overall, throughout this week-long experiment, I definitely felt like I did a lot better than what I was expecting. This kind of made me realize that becoming color neutral maybe is not as hard as I thought it was. I don't really think that I'm going to continue with being color neutral just because 3x3 isn't an event that I focus on too much. I more just did this for fun as an experiment. But if you are considering becoming color neutral, I would say just go for it. So yeah, I actually had a lot of fun doing this and the results ended up being better than I was expecting. So I'm really happy with how this went. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. Thanks so much for watching. Bye!